What has 5 toes but isn't your foot? My foot. Hey, what's going on, folks? Welcome back to MK. I'm your host, Robin, and today, my webcam cover's off. Today, we're going to be taking a look at r/dad jokes. Without any further ado, let's get right into it. Today, my son asked, "Can I have a bookmark?" And I burst into tears. 11 years old, and he still doesn't know my name is Brian. Strong start. Very strong. My wife found out I was cheating on her after she found all the letters I was hiding. She got mad and said she's never playing Scrabble with me again. Oh man, I'm gonna have to come up with a lot of fake laughs for this one. Someone asked me to name 2 structures that hold water. I was like, well, damn. Oh, I get it. Well and damn. Do you guys understand? Daughter's boyfriend introduced himself to me and he said, "Hi, sir. I'm David. Nice to meet you." He put out his hand and I said, "David, are you nervous?" He said no. So I grabbed his hand and looked him in the eyes and said, "Then why are you shaking?" All right, come on, Dad. That one's a bit of a stretch. The guy who stole my diary died yesterday. My thoughts are with his family. Oh, sneaky. My wife said, "You really have no sense of direction, do you?" I said, "Where did that come from?" I wish my brain could think like this. It's on a different plane of existence. My landlord texted me saying, "We need to meet up and talk about how high my heating bill is." I replied back, "Sure, my door is always open." Oh, wait a minute. Of all the inventions of the last 100 years, the dry erase board has to be the most remarkable. I've got a funny feeling some of these are going to make me quite upset. How about you? How do you get a farm girl to marry you? First, a tractor. You know what? Maybe it's not worth it. Maybe it's not worth it, guys. I must admit, I joined this subreddit despite not being a dad. I'm a faux pas. Oh my god. I think that guy won. At least for today, he won. Where do you take someone who's been injured in a peekaboo accident? To the ICU. Oh, I am so sorry, editor, but every single one of these is going to need a proper rimshot sound effect. Or an applause. Either or. A woman was 3 months pregnant when she fell into a deep coma and woke up after about 6 months. The woman asked the doctor about her baby. "You had twins, a boy and a girl. They're both fine. And your brother named them for you." No, not my brother. He's an idiot. What did he name the girl? Denise. Oh, that's actually a nice name. What about the boy? nephew. Can one of the mods please explain to me why my post was removed? I'm really annoyed about this because now my fence has fallen over. Leave. When my father said he had a dad bod, I wanted to correct him, so I said, "No, to me it's more like a father figure." I'm letting that one stew for just a minute. Give me a moment. Hold on. I tried to organize a professional hide-and-seek tournament, but it was a complete failure. Good players are hard to find. Well, that's the point, Dad! What the hell? I broke up with my girlfriend of 5 years because I found out she was a communist. I should have known. There were red flags everywhere. A man walks into a pet store and asks for a dozen bees. The clerk carefully counts 13 bees out onto the counter. "That's one too many," says the customer. The clerk replies, "It's a freebie." "No, it's a baker's dozen of bees, my good sir." A chemist froze himself to negative 273.15 degrees Celsius, and everyone called him crazy. But personally, I think he was okay. Get it? Editor, can I get a rim shot? What genre are national anthems? Country. That's not even a joke. That's just the truth. Think about it. What genre would they be if not country? Not R&B, not not hip-hop, not electronica, not anything. It has to be country. Asked my date to meet me at the gym, but she never showed up. Guess the two of us aren't going to work out. First date, her dad. I want her home before midnight. Me, but you already own her home. All right, smartass. Do we have to... I went to my doctor today and told him I was having problems with my hearing. He asked, "Can you describe the symptoms?" I replied, "Sure. They're yellow, Homer's fat, and Marge has blue hair." Always wondered about that hair. Is that her natural color, or does she dye it like that, like once a week? My wife screamed in pain during labor, so I asked, "What's wrong?" She screamed, "These contractions are going to kill me." "I am sorry, honey," I replied. "What is wrong?" Now that's a joke Weird Al himself would be proud of. My 15-year-old asked me to call the dog. Me? What should I call him? Ugh, Dad, call him by his name. But he doesn't have a phone. How can I call him? Well, he does have caller ID. Huh. Just goes to show, huh? Due to the quarantine, I'll only be telling inside jokes. Oh, well, that's not fair. I'm not a part of any of those. I met my boyfriend while visiting the zoo. There he was, in his uniform. Straight away, I knew he was a keeper. Right, but which one? Does he keep the monkeys, the elephants? Which one's he keeping? Because that's very important. I don't think you want to date a guy that's keeper of the insects. That's just gross. When a woman is giving birth, she is literally kidding. Wow, I really don't like that one. It's totally fine, I guess, but I just hate it. I built a model of Mount Everest and my son asked, "Is it to scale?" I replied, "No, it's to look at." Yeah, idiot, what's your problem? Was watching Star Wars with my daughter. She asked why Luke was climbing inside a tauntaun. I said to keep warm. She asked, "How warm is it inside?" I replied, "Lukewarm." Hey, that's better than the snow, man. I'll take the inside of a tauntaun any day over the snow, dude. I got the words jacuzzi and yakuza confused. Now I'm in hot water with the Japanese mafia. Oh! Oh. I got an email saying, "At Google Earth, we can read maps backwards." And I thought, that's just spam. You know what? You're right. Karl Marx is a historically famous philosopher, but no one ever mentions his sister, Anya, the inventor of the starting pistol. I love Anya Marx. The average person is really mean. Oh, I get it. That one's sneaky. Good one. Gonorrhea would have been a great name for diarrhea medicine. You're right. True though. I saw my wife slightly drunk yelling at the TV. "Don't go in there! Don't go in the church, you moron!" She's watching our wedding video again. You're treading dangerous into anti-wife boomer humor there. Be careful. We don't allow that here. My wife accused me of hating her family and relatives. I replied, "No, I don't hate your relatives. In fact, I like your mother-in-law a lot better than I like mine." I was named after my dad because I couldn't possibly have been named before him. I am Buzz Aldrin, second man to step on the moon. Kneel before me. A girl came into my bookstore and asked, "What are the chances you have a book on curing eating disorders with religion?" Slim to none? Oh, if Annie is short for Anakin and Obi is short for Obi-Wan, then what is Luke short for? A stormtrooper. Oh man. As I handed my dad his 50th birthday card, he looked at me with tears in his eyes and said, "You know, one would have been enough. Thanks for reminding me I'm gonna die, son." Daughter, the dog has a piece of confetti stuck to his butt. Me, that's because he's a party pooper. I told my daughter, "Go to bed. The cows are sleeping in the field." She said, "What's that got to do with anything?" Well, I said, "That means it's past your bedtime." My 6-year-old asks, "What's a pirate's favorite letter?" I think to myself, oh, I used to say this joke. So in my best pirate voice, I laugh and say, "Arr!" Smirking, my 6-year-old replies, "Aye, you'd think so. But it is the sea." Got yo ass. Wife, why do dads have the worst jokes? Me, it's a rule. Dads have to have cringy jokes. Who makes those rules? The Dad Poet Society. Oh, that may be a contender for the winner of all time. My dad died when we couldn't remember his blood type. As he died, he kept insisting, "Be positive," but it's hard without him. Just happened. Proud of myself. Just had a quick office Zoom meeting with a lot of people. As each person popped in on Zoom, it made that ding-dong sound. One of my bosses said, "Anyone that can figure out how to make Zoom stop doing that is gonna get a prize." I said, "Are you gonna give them the Nobel Prize?" And then you were fired, right? I caught my son chewing on electrical cords, so I had to ground him. He's doing better currently and now conducting himself properly. The day I turned 42, my daughter walked up to me and said, "Happy," and started timing on her watch. After a long silence, she said, 42nd birthday. I was so proud. Have a simple standard for dad joke quality. The joke should not simply be a lame, obvious pun that everyone could think of. So I checked to see if any of this sub's top 10 jokes met this standard. But no pun intended. Oh, some of you are great. Two drunk guys were about to get into a fight. One draws a line in the dirt and says, "If you cross this line, I'll hit you in the face." That was the punchline. How did the computer hackers get away from the scene of the crime? They just ransomware. My wife has this weird OCD where she arranges the dinner plates by the year they were bought. It's an extremely rare dish order. My wife traumatically ripped the blankets off of me last night. But I will recover. I would hope so. Who the hell does that? The genie asked, "What's your first wish?" Steve replied, "I wish I was rich." The genie nodded and said, "What's your second wish?" Rich exclaimed, "I want lots of money. My grandfather survived pepper spray and mustard gas attacks in 2 wars and came home to us a seasoned veteran." For the 10th year in a row, my co-workers have voted me the most secretive guy in the office. I can't tell you how much this award means to me. My deaf girlfriend just told me, "I think we need to talk." That is not a good sign. My son asked me why Star Wars movies came out 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3. I answered in my best Yoda impersonation, "In charge of scheduling, I was." My son loved it. I heard a sigh from my significant other, and when I looked at her, she just shook her head. "That means you won." My wife screamed, "You haven't listened to a single word I've said, have you?" What a weird way to start a conversation. My dad always said, "Find a girl with an embarrassing tattoo and try to convince her to marry you. She knows how to make bad decisions and stick by them." I don't know about that. My friend asked me if I wanted to hear a really good Batman impression. So I said, "Go on then." He shouted, "Not the kryptonite!" And I said, "Well, that's Superman." "Thanks, man. I've been practicing it a lot." We just bought our new dream house, and as I was showing our daughter around for the first time, she asked excitedly, "What's upstairs?" I chuckled and replied, "Aw, sweetie, stairs don't talk." Well, shows what you know. Why did Karen press Control-Alt-Delete? She wanted the task manager. Oh no. I've got this awful disease where I can't stop telling airport jokes. My doctor says it's terminal. My son accidentally smashed his foot on the table, and as he was hopping around the room screaming in pain, I rushed to the phone, picked it up and asked him, "Do you want me to call a tow truck?" "I'd kill you." My girlfriend said she'll leave me if I don't support Trump. It's okay. I said, "Biden, yeah, okay." My son was just born, and another dad at the nursery congratulated me and said his daughter was born yesterday. Said maybe they'll marry each other. Sure, like my son's going to marry someone twice his age. My friend told me, "Your wife and daughter look like twins." I said, "Well, they were separated at birth. It's a 5-minute walk from my house to the bar, but a 45-minute walk from my bar to the house. The difference is staggering. Your underwear is much too tight and very revealing," I said to my wife. She said, "Wear your own then, head." My wife just completed a 40-week bodybuilding program this morning. It's a girl and weighs 7 pounds, 12 ounces. I think the girl at the airline check-in just threatened me. She looked me dead in the eye and said, "Window or aisle?" I laughed in her face and replied, "Window or you'll what?" Imagine being held at gunpoint, bear with me, by a literate animal, and the only hope of rescue is, bear with me, posting a coded message on Reddit. I took my 8-year-old girl to the office with me on Take Your Kid to Work Day. As we were walking around the office, she started crying and getting very cranky. So I asked what was wrong with her. As my coworkers gathered around, she sobbed loudly. "Daddy, where are all the clowns that you said you worked with?" Uh-oh, sounds like Daddy's gonna be in trouble. Oh no. Well, what a fantastic note to end today's video on, folks. Always remember, if you even somewhat enjoyed today's video, to consider dropping a like down below. And if you really enjoyed it, well, make sure to get yourself subscribed and click that bell icon, why don't you? And hey, if you want to see or hear more of yours truly, you can check out the links in the description down below. And until next time, we'll be seeing ya.